Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Sorry about the delay. I was handling something. I'm still going to be doing that in between the quality session. But for now, we have IV on pole position. A few drivers with engine pens today, notably Dog, championship contender, Batman, and I believe Stone Cold 2. Hybrid, I think he's doing an engine pen or a quali ban. I think he has both. So he might be doing one of them today and another next week. I'm not too sure what he's doing today. But IV currently with a 132.6, 2 tenths ahead of Melon. This is a chance for lots of these drivers to try and start in front because of the race ban of Cowley, the Red Bull driver, who's also a championship contender, and Dog having to start at the back. They have a few of those quick drivers in this tier that will have to claw their way from the back. So drivers such as Rotti Melon and Rotti will have an opportunity here to start in a good position at Vegas. But it is Vegas. It's not hard to make overtakes. It's not hard to make overtakes, so you do expect those drivers at the back to still have an opportunity to catch up. But the first thing they don't want to do is lose DRS, break that train. So they will definitely be moving up quick as they can. But here we go. IV now will be completing another lap. Can he improve on what he's already sitting on? Yes, he will. The 132.0 for IV, 4 tenths quicker than the man in P2. Will be a pole position for the Alpine driver. We go Rotti up to P2 now. Also a good time from him. He's one of those drivers that started in Tier 2 this season, but Stone Cold says you have your mic on in game fire. I gotta call it back. Yeah, I know I have my mic on again. It's better to just mute me. Try and mute me, because I actually don't know how to switch it off in game. Or if you know how to switch it off in game, then tell me, then I will do that. But yeah, you won't be able to hear me in the race though. I don't think you'll be able to hear me in the race. You should hear me in quali or in between the race. I got a quali ban. Okay, Stone Cold has a quali ban, so he's the third driver. I think the rest of them are doing engine pens, then he is just doing a quali ban. So that's 4 drivers that are not allowed to qualify today. But in a grade of 12, that is not too bad. It's not like it's a grade of 20 where you have to start all the way down P17 to 20. It's just a grade of 12, so it doesn't feel too bad to start even in P12, even in the last place, especially here at Vegas. As Bakey Gaming, our championship leader, goes to P2 with a 132.3. Slightly beats Rotti by 300ths of a second ahead of the Aston Martin, who will be going into the pits now. 8 minutes to go in qualifying. Most of the drivers will have 2 more opportunities to improve on the times that they have set. That was the Visa RB duo. Currently 5 and 6, looking like they have the same, close to the same amount of pace. But yeah, we'll see about it. Most of the drivers will be going into the pits now, as Bakey will be going in the Ferrari of Cinders. I think we'll be going for a push lap on this one. So we're going to stick with him since everybody else is in. We're going to stick with him, then we'll also go to Melon. So let's just stick with this Cinders in the Ferrari, setting up for a lap here. Okay, he's actually going into the pits. It looks like he's done a lap already. Yeah, so he is going into the pit. Interesting. So I think Melon might be the one who's on the lap, who might go on the lap. So let's stick with him and see. The rest of them are in the pit right now, so. Here we go. Melon will begin his lap. So let's just stick on board with the Visa RB and see exactly how he does. He does catch that apex. Nice and clean from him. A little bit of a lockup. I don't know if it was a lockup, but I heard, as you can see, the back end slightly going there, but he does a good job to catch it as he heads to the dangerous right-hander. The right-hander that's taken a lot of victims in UFRL. Oh, not too close to the wall there. Good from the Visa LB. Now this is one of the corners that really matters in Vegas. You want to hit it really well. He misses the first apex, climbs the second apex, which slightly throws off his car. Might not be improving on his quickest time. He will be finishing the second sector when he does head to the left-hander before the long back straight, probably the longest back straight of Formula One. And here we go, left-hander to the back straight. He's going to cross the second sector line now. And what time does he get? He's 4 tenths down on his time. Will he even try to improve on that time, or is he just going to dive into the pits? We'll see from the Visa RB as he heads down the straight now to the chicane here. One of the chicanes too that's also taking a lot of victims. I myself, I think I've DNF'd 2 drivers into this corner, and a lot more drivers have done that too. And here we go now. Melon is going to have to throw his car in there, try to get as much time as he can, and it doesn't look like he did so. So he will be going into the pits. He definitely will be looking when he watches the stream back. He'll be happy to see that we got his full lap on board, as James Killer will be starting a lap next. So let's stick with James Killer. He will be the next one for us to compensate on his lap. There we go. Started the lap. Oh, was he on the lap there already? No, I don't think so. I mean, he did say he's 9 tenths quicker. Well, he might have been. He might have been. So there we go. But now he's going for a lap. So let's see how much he's going to improve, as the first sector line is after the right-hander here. The first victim wall. We call it the victim wall, as he goes closer to the wall than Melon did. Sometimes you want to extend it to get as much time as possible. Here, try to hit the apex on the left. He does so on the right too, slightly. Doesn't climb it like Melon did. And nice and clean from James Killer, one of the ones that you do expect to be up there in quali, as he heads down to the left-hander. That's going to send him to the end of the second sector. Is he improving on his time is the question. The green kicks out back, coming out of the corner. He was the one that was looking for a race win last week, but going into the pits like Doug did, also 5 tenths down on his time. You're looking like these drivers can improve on their times, and it doesn't seem like he will be able to improve. I'm going to head now down to Rotty to see if he's up on his time. Yes, he is. Pole second sector for the Aston Martin. Can he get pole position? 3 tenths down currently from pole position, and he's going to have a few corners to go. It's the chicane, the second victim corner, the chicane of death for the Aston Martin. Climbs the curb, climbs the other curb, doesn't throw his car off too much, very close to the wall. He's going to use the rest of his ERS as he heads down the straight. And on the Aston Martin of Rotty, can he get provisional pole position when he does cross the line? No, he cannot. It's not going to be an improvement for Rotty. 1 tenth down on his quickest time, and none of them seem to be able to get an improvement here. We're not going to head to Cinders, who is next, 1100 up on his quickest time. And here we go. This chicane, like I said, is where it really matters in Vegas. If you can improve your time by 1 tenth or more right there, you definitely will be able to finish. But the rest of the corners are really just a corner, then just straight, and that chicane is where you lose time or gain as much time as possible, as the Ferrari now heading to the end of the second sector. Let's see if he is improving on his time. He crosses that line. Yes, 1 tenth and a half up on the current time that he has set, and that will see him go up. That won't see him go up anywhere. That will actually just see him stay down in P7. So he definitely needs more of an improvement, and he's used a lot of his ERS now. Doesn't look like he will do so. He has to save as much ERS as he can. Coming out of this corner, go down the straight here and through the chicane. Can he get an improvement? Can he throw that car into that corner as much as possible? Will he finish on his lap on this one? Is he up on his time? If he is finishing the lap, he definitely is up on his time, and he crosses that line, and that's going to be 6 tenths of an improvement for Cinders, up to P5, 132.5 for the Ferrari, and that's better. That is better. That's what we like to see, more of an improvement from these drivers, as Rotty will be going into the pits. Or did he recharge up for one more lap? He did recharge up for one more lap, so we'll see exactly how he does. But our provisional pole sitter right now, IG, will be starting his push lap. Let's head to, is that the Williams of Bakey game? He's not on the lap. The Haas, I believe, just came out of the pits, 50 gent. So we're going to stick with Rotty now. He will need an improvement immediately as he's pushing now. To the straight right-hander for Rotty. Hits the wall a little bit. Is that going to be a problem for his time? He's now 400ths of a second down on his quickest time. He needs to improve here, but going a little bit deep, deciding to push very hard here, and we'll see exactly what he will do. And let's see, up to the Ferrari of Cinders. He will be going into the pits because he has finished his lap. Rotti was the one on time, but it looks like he wasn't improving on his time, and he backed out of that one. And let's see, the Williams of Bakey Gaming about to begin a lap. Championship leader Bakey Gaming. Championship leaders are Williams drivers in every tiers, by the way. See that information for all of you. So that just shows you the pure dominance from Williams this season. If even one more of an interesting fact, if Bird had stayed and was in the 100% tier this season, he would have been the championship leader in a Williams. So it seems like the Williams car has very good mojo. And can Ivy have very good mojo here as he's going to cross the start-finish line? Is he going to improve on his time? That is a time that no one else can beat. Ivy can go sit in the pits now. 131.488 from the Alpine. I don't believe anybody else has that pace to beat the guy, the myth, the legend, Ivy in the Alpine. He knows 17 seconds here to go in qualifying. And that surely will be our pole sitter. Can anybody else have a say about the rest of the positions? Can anybody move down Bakey from the P2 that he sits on? We will see. Melon is currently on a lap. Is he improving on his time? We'll see it now. Yes, 4/10 up Melon is. It wouldn't be enough to put him in P3, but to be able to put him enough to put him ahead of James Killer. The Williams of Bakey Gaming coming out of the chicane, not improving on his time. He's going to have to use all that ERS, but that will be that for Bakey. Bailing out on his time, not improving, and he's going to have to settle for P2. Yeah, heading down to 50 gents on a 134.4. The only driver on the 134, and definitely will be looking to improve on that time. And when he does cross the line, he will improve on that time. A second up, but still will stay down in P8 as the Alpine of Ivy flexing his muscles, and we'll be going into the pits now. That will be the end of qualifying for everybody for sure. But it's Melon that we're going to watch now. He's using a lot of his ERS down the straight. You want to say, oh, overtake using to that corner. As you can see, that definitely did affect him. They're losing his back end still on overtake here, and that surely will lose him time as he's going to cross the line now. What time can he set at the Red Bull? Crosses the line, does improve, but will stay in P5. And that will be that for qualifying for sure. James Killer, the last driver to cross, improving on his time, but that won't be enough to get pole position. Just going to be P2 for the Kick Sauber. Knocks down our championship leader down to P3. And that will be that. Ivy takes your pole position. Not a surprise whatsoever. I believe that's multiple poles for him already this season. And there you go. That will be your starting grid for Tier 3 at Vegas. That surely will be a very interesting race. And apparently I am a lot of drivers can hear me talk, so I need to try and mute myself. I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to mute myself that you guys can't hear me without actually muting myself from the stream. So if you can't mute me, then go ahead and do that if you don't want to be listening to me in the stream. But usually in 5 minutes we'll be back racing. Now let me find out how to mute myself. 1 second. All right, we should be starting soon. We should be starting soon. One sec. Here we go. One light, two lights, five lights ahead of the drivers. And his foot to the floor and go, go, go. Pole sitter is not going to have the best start here. The kick salva of James Killer dies down the inside to try and take that place, but around the outside, Ivy is going to go to keep his lead. As now he heads down to the right hander. Dog trying to make up the places as quick as possible up to P8. The Mercedes is next target is going to be Shazam in front. 50 Dent has lost places right at the start. He did say he's going to struggle in this race, so all he has to do is stay in that DRS. A track like Vegas, as he goes deep, is he going to be the first victim? Yes, he is. The victim wall takes the first one. It's going to be 50 Gent in the Haas. As he goes into one and loses his front wing end plate, that means it's going to be a pit stop for the Haas for sure. And it's going to be a long race, like he said, for him. Hopefully, he can get a safety car. That is definitely what he will be praying for. As Dog and Shazam are going side by side on the inside, Dog is going to take that place up to P7 already for the Mercedes, wasting no time whatsoever as Melon clubbers the bollard and he's losing that DRS already to Cinders in front. Dog is going to have to start making places as soon as possible. Let's put up everything we need now. Here we go. Most of the drivers are starting on the medium tires, hired for hybrid and Stone Cold only. The only drivers deciding to risk the hard tire run at the start. Dog now will have to try and get back to the pack in front as the top five remain the top five. Ivy already feeling comfortable in this one, pulling away from Bakey Gaming. Those 8/10, 9/10 now away from the top two. That's exactly what his championships contenders would need at this moment. But as you can see, diving down the inside, Rotti making a little bit of contact with Bakey there. I did not see that coming. Hopefully no damage for the Williams, but as you can see, bash, the Aston Martin goes through, elbows out from him. Bakey will definitely be looking for it down the inside here, but he knows he's in a championship fight. No need to risk it. And he just stays behind Rotti into the podium positions now. And Cinders right behind them. Dog is slowly starting to catch up to the pack now. This is the opportunity that he'll need to, like I said, this chicane is where you can gain a lot. And that's where he will be looking to gain on the drivers in front. If they can continue to squabble, he can join that pack back up. But the top two now will be James Killer and Ivy, pulling away from the rest of them. Rotti, the leader of the second pack, as Bakey Gaming will be putting a lot of pressure on him. He will have the DRS to get past the Aston Martin this time around, and he will waste no time whatsoever as he heads down the straight. It's going to be an easy move, definitely, for Bakey Gaming. Or is he decided to stay behind the Aston Martin? Looks like so, but Cinders is putting pressure on him. They're going to go side by side now. Will Bakey squeeze Cinders into this corner? No, he's going to give him some space. Cinders trying around the outside. They make contact, and Bakey another place lost to the Ferrari. Now they're not making it easy for your championship leader here. But Dog is absolutely loving it behind, as now Bakey just one place ahead of him. Ivy is also making his own charge for the championship. He's still mathematically in there, but he's gonna need to have a perfect few weeks, perfect next 3 weeks. When I say perfect, I mean race wins, fastest laps in every race if he wants to win the championship from the position that he's in. Because in the last 2 races, I don't think he did finish. So that's a lot of points lost to the rest of the drivers, as Shazam now losing the place to Stone Cold on the inside. Stone Cold takes P10. Shazam tries to switch back, but it will not be enough. They have lost the pack in front. Rotti now 2 seconds away from the drivers in front, and still under pressure from Cinders and Bakey Gaming, as Dog now will continue to try and catch up to the drivers in front. That's me, as I see you guys talking in the chat. Evening, Mr. Woody. It's Good to see you all supporting the tier 3 lads in chat. Nothing really happening on track right now, so I can answer whatever is going on. Batman, I didn't even see him. I even forgot about him. Still trying to be making up the places. Starting at the back because of his engine pen today. Hasn't made up that much places yet. Same for Hybrid, but Dog is the one to make up most here, but he's still losing time to the drivers in front. As you can see, each time they get to that DRS, they do lose the time. So him and Melon will have to work here with the DRS to try and catch the drivers in front. Melon, as before in quali, he was using overtake through that corner. This time around, the side, it's better not to use it because you do lose a lot of grip when you do so. As Melon trying to cut that slipstream away from Dog. Probably not the best moment to do it now. It's actually better to give him that slipstream so you guys can continue to pull in the drivers, to reel in the drivers in front. As Becky Gaming slightly losing time to Sanders. He's going to have that DRS to keep close to it. He needs that DRS to defend from drivers behind. Ivy, as you can see in front, is now 1.5 away. Ivy in front is now 1.5 away from James Killer, so he has now lost that DRS. As James Killer now will slowly start to be under pressure from the 3 drivers behind, but does he have the pace to keep them away in this one is the question. Dog still losing time to the drivers in front. That time they lost being behind, I believe it was Rotti or something. That time they lost is still being a problem here at Vegas because the amount of DRS, the amount of straights that's in this race, you do not really want to, like I said, you don't really want to be losing the pack in front like Bakey has just done right now. 1.1 seconds behind Rotti. He will have to throw his car into this corner to get back into that DRS, but it doesn't look like he is going to do so, and that will now give the opportunity for his championship contender Dog behind to start to catch up to him. 1.3 seconds that he is behind. Yellow flags at the back, retired from the session, and that's a safety car, the first safety car that was expected in this race, and the pack will join now. 50 Gent will be the one to take advantage of this as he's already gone into the pits for hard tires. The rest of the drivers staying out. 50 can go to the end in this one. Where's the safety car? As you can see, Hybrid DNFing as he came out of that chicane, heading down to the final corner. Chicane taking another victim. I believe he might have hit this wall on the left here. Like boom, he might have hit there and lost his wheel. So that will be the end of Hybrid's race. Ivy would definitely not be happy with this safety car. He was starting to pull away from the rest of them. So let's wait for the rest of the. We're going to just wait for them to pack up. But the question is, who is going to go into the pits? I believe most of them should be going to the pits because you definitely can do hard tires to the end, especially in a track like Vegas. If you don't go into the pits now, that's absolutely throwing a strategy, an easy strategy away. Here we go. Ivy going into the pits. James Killer going into the pits. Cinders staying out. He's one of the ones that will decide to stay out. Bakey will go into the pits. Batman will go into the pit. Everyone is going into the pits except from Cinders. 50 Gent though. Okay, I don't think he will even get past any of them when he does come to the end. But he's going to stay out definitely on the hard tires. For sure. Oh, what happened to Ivy? Unbelievable. Ivy has gone into the victim wall, the second victim of this race. As you can see, he's lost his wing, and that is going to open it up for Bakey and Doug now. Championship contenders know that the quickest guy on track is going to have to go into the pits one more time, and definitely has to put the medium tires on. Unbelievable from Ivy. Going into the wall under the safety car. That's just a rookie mistake right there. Hopefully for him, the safety car doesn't come in on this one. 50 Gent is almost in the pack. 50 Gent might be his saving grace here. But Ivy went into the wall and lost his wing. Unbelievable. Cinders and Melon will lead this race. They decided not to go in. James Killer is your real leader of this race, with Rotti in P2 and Bakey in P3. The race is going to be set up for a very, very interesting finish. And Ivy will be praying that the safety car goes for one more lap. They're coming out of the penultimate corner now. So safety car looks like, oh, it's coming in now. It is coming in now. Ivy will have to go into the pit. His race has been absolutely thrown away here, and he would be absolutely dejected. Wait, why did they say safety car? Why did they say safety car coming into the pit and it's not? Is it? It is, but it's still out on track. Am I confused or am I lost? Why is it showing that the safety car is still out on track? Yeah, it's still out on track. It's not coming. What? What is going on in this game, man? Okay, that means he's gonna do one more lap. Ooh, Ivy with the Ivy with the game glitch. He decided to glitch the game. Say, safety guy ain't gonna leave me. Safety guy is not gonna leave me. What is going on? Wait, what? Rotti is frozen on track, or is that Stone Cold? Why did he stop? It looks like he might have overtaken someone. Oh yeah, it looks like Shazam. But this is kind of weird. Alright. This is the weirdest situation I've ever seen. It said the safety car was coming in, then decided to just go around one more time. Cinders is going to give it enough space. But if the safety car does glitch one more lap, we'll probably red flag the race. And maybe do, I don't know, 25%. I don't know. But we'll see exactly what will happen. I think the safety car will just come in this one. It was a little bit of a glitch in that one, but I see it's coming in this one. Cinders. Why is he so far away from the safety car though? He's actually too far away from the safety car. Wouldn't that mean that the safety car will have to wait for them to join up again? But I don't know, maybe because the glitch, the safety car will actually go. But the luckiest man on track, I mean the luckiest man this season so far. This is the luckiest situation I've ever seen from Ivy. The safety car was supposed to come in, but it didn't. And Ivy could just go around. At this point, the safety car is just going to stay. Okay, here we go. Finally slides into the pits. Maybe the safety car was actually going to come in, but he just said it too early. But here we go. Cinders is off now, as the safety car has flown into the pits. Ivy and 50 Gent are a little bit behind the pack, but they will be in better position that they would have been if the safety car did come in a lap before. Cinders on those old medium tires. Melon, the same thing, are going to be under pressure from the drivers behind as Rotti. So as Rotti behind James Killer and are going to be putting pressure on the two drivers in front. Bakey and Doug, no, they're in their joint championship fight. Victim Wall again. Victim Wall has done it again. And who is it this time? Is it Shazam? Has he lost his front wing? Yes, he has. Left side of his wing is gone. And the Victim One takes his third victim of the session. That's the first victim one. The second victim one has actually taken one victim, which was Hybrid, and he's fully out of the race. And as you can see in that corner, you're just gonna have to brake a little bit early now. I mean, you guys were complaining that you're hearing me in the while driving. If you're hearing me now, tier 3 drivers, brake early when it comes to that corner. You're not really gaining time when you brake so late. All you're doing is putting your car in the wall and getting damage, as James Killer now will take the lead of the race, taking 2 cars as he heads down the straight. Dog will take his championship contender up to P6 ahead of Bakey Gaming, as we have Melon and going for it on Cinders. He's not close enough to make the move on Cinders. He knows that Cinders is in the same predicament as he is. Old medium tires that they're on, and they definitely will be hoping for another safety car, because the strategy they decided to go on probably isn't the best one so far. But here we go, Rotti very close. Can he go for the move on the inside like he did on Bakey a few laps before? But he goes deep there. He's not going to make that move. He's going to lose 1, 2, 3 places lost from Rotti. 4 places down to P7 in front of his teammate. He tried it on the inside in turn 1 once again, but this time around he couldn't get that car to stop. But Bakey is going to go for it on the inside of Melon. He slightly goes for the defense. They make a little bit of contact. Bakey is going to be getting desperate now. He needs to clear that VZRB to make sure that he does not lose the DRS to the Mercedes in front. Just to DRS in front. Here we go. James Killer now is going to continue to try to pull away now. 8 tenths. He just needs 2 more tenths to get that Ferrari out of his DRS, and that's exactly what he will be going for. Bakey now still hasn't cleared Melon, but they are still in that DRS. Melon now has lost the 1 second buffer to Dog in front, so it's now or never for the Williams driver. He's going to have to use all that ERS and DRS, but he's still under pressure from Batman behind, who's slightly gaining on him. Bakey needs to do it now. Rotti is making the move on the inside of Batman, who slightly changed his line there to pull him off. Batman diving down the inside there, taking, oh my god, sending Bakey into the wall. What is that from Batman? Horrible move from the Red Bull. That's not what you want to see. You don't want him running into a championship leader. That's one of the worst things you can do. And now Bakey and they've all now lost time to the drivers in front. Batman absolutely cut in the corner there, and Dog will be absolutely loving this 10-second penalty as Melon speeds into the pit lane. As Melon speeds into the pit lane. And that is going to be even harder now for Melon as Ivy gets past Batman, who's going to give those places back. I mean, giving those places back is one thing, but if the driver does report you will still get that penalty as he sends Stone Cold for a spin. I don't think he gave Stone Cold space there. Stone Cold going into the wall with his rear wing. Hopefully, he does not break it. But Batman has been an absolute terrorist here in this race. Hopefully, no more contact for the Red Bull, and he can just keep the driving clean. Come on, take it easy, Batman. As there's yellow flags at the back, is that going to be a safety car? No, it's not. It's going to be Stone Cold once again. This time around, Rotti is setting the move up on Bakey in front. Bakey will be absolutely dejected at this point of the race, as he can tuck behind that slipstream. Rotti use that DRS, and Ivy will be following suit. 2 drivers will be trying to get past the championship leader here, and they will absolutely split him. 1 to the left, 1 to the right, and he's gone. Bakey down to P6. Rotti will not look for it down the inside. He will keep that place in P5, and they can keep going now. They might use Ivy's pace to try and catch up to the drivers in front. James Killer and Cinders still fighting at his Cinders with those old tires. Can still fight with his drivers in front. Doggy has the best view of this as James Killer and Cinders still going at it, heading to on board with James Killer. As you can see, Cinders behind is now going to have that DRS as they head to turn 4, the victim corner. Cinders is not close enough this time around, and James Killer can keep his lead in this race. Ivy behind, already gaining time on the drivers, 3 seconds behind them, and there's more yellow flags at the back. Stone Cold, I believe Stone Cold might have damaged his rear wing, and as you can see, he keeps spinning. That will definitely be the end of his race. He's gonna have to go into the pits now and retire, because racing without a rear wing, I'm sure a few people know how that feels. It's not the best feeling whatsoever. But as you can see, Ivy is saving grace for the drivers behind him now, because the pace that he has, he can use that to catch the drivers in front. But that just goes to show you that Ivy is ready for tier 2. But the fact that he can catch up to these drivers, 2 seconds, that's like 2 seconds in a lap or 2 that he's caught up to the drivers in front. Ivy is in a wrong tier. Ivy should be competing with us in tier 2. Ivy should be competing with us in tier 2. But he's going to continue to try and catch up to them. They are squabbling a little bit in front. As you can see, Cinder still struggling to get past James Killer in front. But now, yellow flags at the back again is Stone Cold. As you can see, Stone Cold lost it again. And that's a safety car. He's now brought out the safety car. It was coming. It was coming. Like he's wearing his damage, I believe. So it was always going to happen. It's now going to be a safety car. Box for mediums is the question. Oh, Bakey taking that opportunity. Box it immediately. I believe he was behind the line before the safety car came in, but there we go. It's going to be medium tires for the championship leader. The rest of them have to stay behind the safety car, and Bakey is the one that's going to be taking full advantage of this. The Hearts probably were not won out at that point of the race, but the mediums will be better going to the end. He's going to have to start making plays. DNF retired from the session. Retired from the session. Batman, another victim. The victim one has taken his fifth victim actually in this race. It is Batman. He has DNF'd. He is out. And as you can see, the victim wall is not taking no prisoners here today. 2 drivers it has DNF'd. No, I mean 3 drivers it has taken. 4 drivers it's taken wings from, and 1 it has DNF'd now. And they'll continue to do so as Stone Cold has gone into the pits. The question is now, does he have rear wing damage? If he does, he will still continue to struggle. We'll see. But the Mercedes of Dog is absolutely loving this. His championship contender down in P7, him up in P2. The question is, what is he going to do? He knows James Killer has the pace, and he might just stick behind in this race, try to work together to pull away from the rest of them. Ivy is definitely going to be a problem in P4, right behind these 3 drivers. As for another safety car, now let's see what everybody's talking about in the chat. As I'm going to up to Declan. Declan says Ivy cheating. So Batman is terrorizing tier 3. Who has wearing damage? I think wearing damage is Stone Cold. Not too sure, but because he's been struggling. Even every corner, it looks like he's spinning. Because he did go into the wall after he made contact with Batman. He reversed into the wall. I believe that's when he got it. Then yeah, Ghost is out of the session. I got to listen to at work and missed who it was. Yeah, but there we go. Yeah, going into the pits now. There you go. Bakey will be the one to took full advantage of this. Up to P2, drive to penalty. Drive to penalty for Stone Cold. It looks like he was speeding under the safety car. And that will definitely be the end of his race, especially if there's no safety car again in this one. There's been 2 now. And 2 that, so lots of these drivers will definitely have love. Some of them, probably not. Ivy, probably not too. But yeah, it's Stone Cold. I don't know. Let's, you know what? Now that they're under the safety car, let's watch what Stone Cold is doing. If I see that he keeps moving around, he keeps shaking when he gets to the corners, I think it's better for the admins or anybody that's listening, race control, please send a message to Stone Cold to retire from this race, because he's just going to be a hazard and just going to keep bringing out safety cars. 10-second penalty as he speeds into the pit lane to compound his woes. And surely that will be a retirement for Stone Cold here. Is he going to be? No, it's not. He decides to go for soft tire. Yeah, that's going to be a retirement for Stone Cold. Unfortunate for the Aston Martin driver, but he is out of the race. Whoa, 1 sec. Let me plug this in. It's cold down here. I need to put on my heater. That's the Red Bull outfit. Will absolutely be gutted here. Getting 1 driver on the race ban and the other one DNFing in this one will see 0 points for Red Bull here today in their constructors fight. And this will be one that their TP will have her hands, her head in her hands, but they still have a while to go, and a strong team like that does not give up for sure. So the Mercedes of Doug is going to be looking at his championship contender in P2. Hopefully safety car goes in on this one. Let's watch it. It is going in. Yeah, the safety car goes in. So we can confirm that Ivy was cheating last time. Yeah. Ivy was cheating. The safety car was meant to go in. He clicked the button and the safety car decided to stay out. Wow. Ivy, you've been caught. But Rotti begins. Rotti will lead the pack, staying out on those old hard tires. Can Rotti win a race? That will absolutely be brilliant. As an old team member of Mercedes, I definitely will be voting for him to win a race here. That will actually be lovely stuff. But he's going to be under immense amount of pressure as Cinders and Doug now we're going side by side. So Melon was looking for the inside. He decided, as Melon goes into the back of Bakey and he loses a little bit of his wing. As you can see, front left end plate, left side is off from the Visa RB, going into hot into that corner. Like I said, brake early, guys. I don't know how many times I'm going to say that. Brake early going into that corner. You have to. That corner is just going to take more victims. Either you're going to smash into the wall and lose a wing, DNF, or you're going to smash into someone who's just braking too late or braking too early. You have to take your time in that corner. But here we go. Rotti still leading the way. DRS not enabled yet on this lap. So Bakey is going to have to use his pure pace if he wants to get past the Aston Martin. And that's exactly what he's going to do. Melon also following him here. And is he going to take it on the inside of the Aston Martin of Rotti? They're going to go side by side here. Any contact made between the two? No slight contact made. Rotti now will drop down to P3. He knows that all he has to do is stay behind and keep using that DRS, and he can stay in the fight for the podium here as the pack is staying close. 50 Gent now has slightly lost them. DRS enabled on this lap, heading up to as you can see, Melon making contact with Rotti there and making more contact with who? Oh my god, oh my god, what just happened there? Melon out of the session, someone else into the wall. Absolute chaos here. It is James Killer. Oh my god, what's happened? You guys saw that, right? 10-second penalty for Ivy for collision with Cinders. I mean, Ivy probably should just stay out and just try and take away that 10 seconds at the end. Virtual safety car is the full safety car. Full safety car is out. Chaos here in Tier 3. Absolute chaos. Bakey is still going to lead. Top two in the championship are top 2 in the race right now. And they are in the prime position to win this race. But I don't know what's happened there. A lot was just going on. I can't even tell you exactly what happened. Absolute chaos. Absolute chaos in this race. I mean, you do expect it in Vegas, honestly. That's why it's always the best race to go your engine pens, because the drivers that took their engine pens today, I mean, Batman and Ivy are now out of the session. Dog is taking advantage of it. Four drivers going into the pits. Ivy, James. I mean, they have to go into the pits. They've lost their wings. Ivy has to take off that 10 second. Rotti, same thing, has to take off the 10 seconds and change his wing. A lot of these drivers have to do so. James Killer and Cinders deciding just to go in for fresh tires. Oh my god, is that James Killer in the wall? Oh my god. No words. What happens in Vegas must stay in Vegas. Exactly, Ziggy. No words. Are you telling me he went into the victim wall under the safety car? Let's look at his wing to see if he has any damage on it. This is just getting ridiculous from tier 3 now. Yeah, he's luckily for him, no damage on it. Maybe a little bit. You can see the end plates are still there. There's damage somewhere. It's gonna stick with him. Any damage anywhere? Don't see. Doesn't seem so. Yeah, it doesn't seem so. So. But the safety car is definitely going to be coming in at the end of the next lap. And they will have 10 laps of racing to decide the winner. Hopefully no more safety cars, guys. Let's just race. Enough of this. Let's just race. Game's gone. Absolutely gone, bro. Absolutely gone. Tier 3, I don't know. They raced way better in Japan, which is actually a more difficult track to race. And they're here in Vegas with all this space in the walls, and they just keep sending themselves into the wall. But definitely there's going to be a lot of reports for the stewards to handle. Alright, Bakey and Doug, championship contenders. Cowley definitely is watching this. I'm thinking maybe I would like these two to DNF to follow suit to the rest of the drivers. Mercedes leads. Mercedes leads. Yeah, we have different safety cars for different races, don't we? Or maybe it's just random, because this is a Mercedes safety car. Remember, I think yesterday's safety car was an Aston Martin safety car, wasn't it? Or am I getting it wrong? I believe so. This is a Mercedes one. I mean, if anyone can confirm, as Cowley says in the chat, you're damn right, Willie. Yes, I know I'm right. I know you want those two. You've seen the drivers at DNF and you're thinking, couldn't care less. I want the Mercedes of Doug and Williams of Bakey to find themselves on the wall. I mean, they both send themselves out. Cowley will absolutely be fit. I don't want to say it. Will actually be busting in it on himself for sure. But here we go. Safety car should be coming into the pits in this one. I shouldn't do that glitch again. Let's see. Yep, it's going into the pits. Bakey Gaming will lead the way. Hey, Shazam, careful, mate. Don't get too close to the driver in front of you. And here we go. Bakey is off. He's going to lead the way with 9 laps of racing in this one. James Killer already trying it down the inside of Cinders. Can he complete that move as they come out to the corner? They're going to go wheel to wheel. He's going to have the outside line, the better line, coming out of this corner. Side by side they go. Now to the victim corner. You don't want to break too late in this one. He can complete the move before they get there. A nice braking from him. Let's just follow all of them and see who's going to go into the wall. Everybody is clean. That's Bakey leading the way. They're all still in that DRS. It's one big train now, all the way to the back, and hopefully no more safety car. I don't think there will be a safety car. If anybody's going into the wall, that will be your problem at this point. Ivy's going to have to start making the places on the soft tires that he's on. So already he's going to do that on the inside of the Aston Martin of Verti. Takes the place from him up to P7 and goes. Cinders is going to be next for the Alpine. We'll see how many places he can make to the end of this race, as the Mercedes of Doug is going to go for the race lead. Side by side, him and Bakey goes using that ERS to get past him, and he will complete that move. They are gaining more time on 50 Gen behind. That's exactly what they will need. They know that 50 Gen doesn't really have that pace to keep up with them, so they can't pull away from the rest of the pack just to do so, to make sure that the rest of them do not have that DRS, especially Ivy, who's going to start making up the places. James Killer under pressure from Cinders. Can't you keep that place from Cinders? The soft tires that Ivy is on, he's going to have to start using them as soon as possible. DRS now enabled on this lap. 50 Gent though doing a good job to stay close to them. They're both low on that ERS, and 50 Gent has done well to save it. That's why he can't keep close to them. ERS is so important in this game, and we all know that Cinders using a little bit of his ERS to try and keep Ivy behind, but he can't do so. Down the inside, Ivy is going to go. Cinders going to try it around the outside, but he can't take that move back from the Alpine. They're still going to go wheel to wheel as they head to the chicane here, but Ivy will complete that move on his soft tires. Will they make contact here? No, they will not. And up to P6 for Ivy as 50 Gent still close to the drivers in front. Will it be a second podium in a row for the Haas driver, who has been clawing up in the championship table? Honestly, if you watch the count of his championship table, 50 Gent has just been slowly clawing up, but that is the experience that he has. He's been one of those drivers that has been in this league for so long, but he knows exactly what to do. Even when he does not have the pace, he knows how to finish races. He knows how to stay out of incidents. And Dog will have to know how to get past the Bakey now, and he's going to use that DRS and the ERS to slide through. And here we go. Ivy knows that James Killer does not have that DRS in front, and there you go. Ivy gets past him, wheel to wheel. 50 Gent and Shazam, I believe, go. As Shazam going into the wall there, I believe Shazam might have clipped the wall there. His wing is still intact. Ivy is now going to take an opportunity as he's compromised. Shazam on old hard tires. I don't know why he didn't pit on 10 lap old tires. He did put them on in the first safety car, I believe, or might have been his second safety car, because we have 3 safety cars, haven't we? And here we go. Dog is still leading the way with 5 laps to go in this one. Ivy has 2 more drivers to get past if he wants to fight for the podium and for the race win. Floor damage for James, as Deck confirms. Yeah, floor damage for James. James Killer is struggling with floor damage. We'll see how much he can try to keep the drivers behind, but he's definitely going to struggle now. Oh, as he almost goes into the back of Ivy there, but does a good job to stop his car, as Bakey right behind Dog. 510. Dog will be trying to push away as Ivy, as James Killer now goes for a spin into the wall, and that will be the end of his race for sure. That floor damage now coming to bite him in the back, and in a race that he was looking to have a strong one, it also has all come crashing for the kick salver of James Killer, as Bakey Gaming behind Dog will have that DRS to defend from the drivers behind us. Shazam will get past 50 Gent up to P3. Ivy will also want to take the opportunity. He's gaining on 50. He's switching to the inside on the Haas. And can he complete that move? Yes, he can. 50 will go deep there, climbing the curb. And Ivy now up to P4. Next target, Shazam in front. Can Ivy win this race? He's in prime position to do so on those soft tires. Oh, as Shazam, a little bit of a skip there from him, from his car there. That looked a little bit awkward. As now, Dog is still leading this race. So they have to start thinking about saving that ERS, because Ivy is charging behind. The Alpine wants to win this race, can win this race, but the championship contenders are not going to make it easy for him, definitely, as Dog now will try to pull away from Bakey, but Bakey has too much pace for him to do so, as Rotti and 50 Gent are now going to go wheel to wheel. 50 Gent can't keep his place from the Aston Martin. Rotti will have to look for another opportunity to sail past the Haas of 50 Gent, and right behind there was something going on there, but it doesn't look like a move was trying to be made, as James Killer will just try and finish this race here and get points for his team. Shazam defending from Ivy behind, but it looks like his defense will come to an end there, as they will have that DRS. Ivy will have the grip and the traction heading down the straight, so that straight line speed, he will have that advantage as he's gaining on Shazam in front. Shazam also gaining on Bakey Gaming, also taking the place from Bakey Gaming. Up to P2 he goes, exactly what Dog in front will be looking for. Bakey Gaming down to P3. Cinders takes it on the inside of 50 Gent to go wheel to wheel. 50 Gent will let him slide through, because Cinders has the place covered. And up to 4 as they will cross the line here. They're going to have 4 laps of racing, 3 laps of racing. This is 22, 23, 24, 25. For 4 laps of racing left in this one. Oh, as Shazam goes for a spin. Looks like Bakey might have given him a tap, and now Bakey has fallen off. this is exactly what Dog in front will be looking for. Now they will fight for the win. Rotti is going to be up there on the podium. The Aston Martin from nowhere can't get the podium in this race. All he has to do is keep close to the drivers in front, defend from Bakey gaming behind. But it looked like Bakey might have tapped Shazam. It definitely doesn't want to do that because he's in the championship fight, and if Shazam does report him, he's going to lose more points when the stewarding is finished here. But Ivy and Doug are the most likely to get a race win here. Rotti is on fresher tires than Doug in front, so he's also getting the opportunity. They've been old teammates before, Rotti and Doug in the Mercedes. Now Rotti is in the Aston Martin. He will be looking for the win, the first win for the Aston Martin all season. Bad Boy didn't get a win for them back in Brazil, but he did get that penalty and was pushed down to P3. Rotti will definitely want that win here, his first win in UFRL, but Doug is not going to make it easy for any of them. Rotti gaining on them behind. Bakey Gaming has done a good job to get back into that DRS. Shazam sliding past Sanders. And there we go, now a little bit of a lockup from Ivy in front, smoke screen all in the face of the Aston Martin of Rotti behind. And here we go, Doug low on that ERS, and Ivy doing a good job to save, to try and start making that move on Doug. Even Rotti now with the fastest lap. As you can see, he does have that pace. The tires, the soft tires on Ivy starting to fall off, and can Rotti set up the move here? He tried it around the outside to hit the switchback, nothing doing. He has that DRS as he heads down the straight, and here we go now. It's going to be 2 more laps of racing. When they end this one, who will be your winner in an absolutely dramatic race here at Vegas? Bakey now has caught up back to the top 4, so it's now a 4-way fight for the podium and a 4-way fight for the win in this one. The Mercedes of Doug will have to start to recharge that ERS, because right behind him he does have Ivy, who has done a good job to recharge and is gaining on Doug here. Will Doug let him through? Ivy knows the DRS games that could be played here, but Rotti is going to go for it down the inside. He's going to go for the move on Ivy. Can he complete it? Or they make contact there. Ivy is going to go a little bit wide, but Rotti is going to have that DRS. Doug is going to be loving this situation as he can now pull away from them, and Rotti now and Ivy side by side they go, as Rotti will be gaining on him. Who will be in P2 as they get to the corner here? The left-hander, the dangerous left-hander, as Ivy uses enough of the ERS that he saved to pull away from Rotti in this one, keeping the inside, the Aston Martin to defend from Bakey behind. 2 more laps of racing when they cross the line on this one, and Doggy is still under pressure from the Alpine of Ivy. And here we go now, down to turn 1. Will Ivy go for it on the inside? He's going to hold it back, because this is the penultimate lap. It's on the last lap that you truly want to make the overtake on the driver in front of you, as Ivy now has that grip. Ivy has the momentum, and he's now going to get past the Mercedes of Doug. He takes the lead of this race, but can he hold the lead of this race is the question. Rotti looks for it down the inside, but he's not going to go for it, holding it back. He doesn't go into the back. Shazam now has caught up to the pack, so it's now a 5-man battle. Can Sanders also join this fight? 50 Gent is not too far back too, and this is getting even more interesting. And here we go now, Doug slightly losing time to Ivy in front. Rotti does have more pace than the Mercedes, as you can see, clawing him in, but Doug now can't set up the move on Ivy. He's going to have that DRS to defend from the Aston Martin, and will he do so? A little bit of a lag spike there from Shazam again. As you can see, Rotti not gaining, but Bakey will slightly be gaining on Rotti. Shazam will also be gaining on Bakey here. Oh, as you can see, a little bit of a glitch again from Shazam as he gets past Bakey. Up to P4 he goes. Rotti not close enough to get past the Mercedes, and now they're going to begin the last lap of the race on this one. Doug has set up his car in the perfect position to get past Ivy here. When they get that DRS, Rotti now is losing the pace and is losing that 1-second buffer that he needs to defend from the driver behind. Can he be able to keep the podium at the end of this one is the question. Shazam is behind with the penalty, and he's already struggling to keep Rotti close. He's on those old hard tires, and Rotti will have to start to pull away. Ivy and Doug now on the final lap of this one. Doug now has his momentum, is recharging that ERS. Ivy would also do so, Can he defend as Rotty tried it down the inside of Dog there? Nothing doing. As he almost goes into the side of his old teammate. And we need to do this so as Dog now right behind Ivy, and here we go on the final tour of this one. It's going to be the last opportunity now for Doggy to get past the Alpine, to get the race win that he's looking for. It was all thrown away when he decided to go into the pits on the last safety car in the previous race at Japan. He couldn't get the race win back, but this time around he has the opportunity. He has the DRS and the ERS stored. He's going to be gaining on the Alpine in front, gaining on Ivy, who has nothing to defend. Can Ivy though get him back when they head down to turn 1? Dog is going to have to think about that as they're going to Ivy goes into the back of Dog there. And that is going to mean that Dog is going to have the opportunity. And Rotty slides through. Rotty is going to get P2. Can Ivy take it back? Rotty is going to defend the inside. Ivy is going to try around the outside. But Rotty can't keep that PT. But he will keep the podium. The Mercedes wins here at Vegas. As Becky will take P4. Sinners in P5. Gent in P6. Shazam will take P7. And James Killer will round up the grid in an absolutely spicy race here at Vegas. Dog wins it. He takes maximum points for himself and Mercedes, as Ivy will join him on the podium as Rotty for his first podium in UFRL, who definitely will be happy with that one. But we know that the reports are going to be flying in, and we'll see who will be losing places when they do so. Very interesting race. Very good one at the end there. As a front flip for the Mercedes, standing at the top of the podium. It's going to be a very, very happy man as he celebrates. His team are going to be joyous. It's top stuff for him, as we know the champagne is going to taste the best in the Mercedes camp. Doggy wins at Vegas to put himself P2 in the championship, right behind the championship leader of Bakey Gaming, who did a good job to hit that damage control on Ducky behind. And just get the race director just so we see. Ivy had a collision with Rotty at the end. I didn't see that one. I know he had a collision with Dog. Okay, that was 23. Okay, lap 23. He had a collision with Rotty. What a race that was. Up the Haas. Yeah, up the Haas. 50 Gen did a good job. Chaotic race, to say the least. Chaotic race. If we had Cowley and Viva on race control, so they probably seen a lot and probably have gotten also. Even if you try to hide something you did, they probably got it, and you have to get that clip ready. Thank you guys for tuning in for fun race here in Tier 3. I have been Willie Fernandez, and we have been UFRL. Good night and goodbye.